Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I saw a movie last night and it was an interesting one. This was the one that you could say was one of the early slashers, but isn't. That being from 1971, A Bay of Blood. That's right, A Bay of Blood. A foreign Italian film, and funny enough, in the golden days of the video, became a video nasty. And it's one of them, you probably watch it now and thinking, seriously, is this a video nasty? As in more fights in a frigging Halloween film. But don't forget, for the early 70s, this was ahead of its time. This film was ahead of its time. Starts off, you've got this bit of music, kind of a daunting bit of music, and then you've got this old woman in a wheelchair, and long below, this rope just gets her by the neck and strangles her. You're thinking, whoa, what the hell's going on here? This is a way of opening your film. She gets hung, brown bed, but then you find out it's a murder. It's a murder. You've got this guy, right? A bit like a hitman. And he puts a fake suicide and a fake will. And then you find out that this old woman was a wealthy woman. She's got this big bay, it's water, it's a beach house. And people want to inherit it. They want to inherit that. So basically it's a fake suicide. So, they get that part of the beach. So it's a bit of a murder mystery and a whodunit. The hitman gets murdered, by the way. He gets stabbed. You're thinking, what the hell's going on here? But then you've got it where it's midnight now. It's midnight. Well, it's not midnight, sorry, there. It's in the morning. I'm assuming it's like a couple of months later. You get like these kind of hippie type of 70s stereotype of people, supposed to be teenagers. Guess what? They're teenagers. I'm sweet 16. In that typical 70s stereotype of people. Hey man, want to get high? Them sort of people. And they go to the beach house, they step off. They've got this really nice, cute looking girl, sort of skirt on and everything. She steps off, does a bit of swimming. But then she accidentally finds a dead body. She finds a dead man. You get this person what chases them. Does a bit of PV sort here. You got like an eye watching over them. And it's all the way through the film, his eyes watching him, and then there's a good bit where she's running, she's barely naked, not really naked, she's got like a top on, but no panties, that's nice to see. Definitely brave for the early 70s, because as we all know, in the 60s, you always start to see a bit of boob, you've got the fast shot, where you see a bit of boob and a bit of bum. So they got it the fast shot in the 60s, this practically sold the full nudity for the early 70s, so it was like... But there's a good scene in it where the killer's chasing her and he slits her throat, and there's a little bit where she's running, to toast about the throat getting slit again. Really beautiful shot. I know I sound a bit weird and fucked up here, but it really is a good shot. Have you ever seen a biography called Video Nasty Epstein, and it shows a bit where a woman's running and the throat gets slit? It's from this movie. Have you ever seen a biography called Video Nasty Epstein, and you saw a bit where you see a beautiful woman running and the throat gets slit? It's from this film, A Bay of Blood. So this is the scene, the iconic scene where the folk gets slit, without repeating myself. She falls down dead, brown bread. Now I do remember mentioning that about Friday the 13th and about this film, Bay of Blood, copied a lot from the death scenes in this film, and it did. The scene where the folk gets slit. There's a scene before that, a guy opens a door. Good graphic scene, really is a good makeup scene for the early 70s. This is a fucking ballsy film. The guy opens the door, gets a big axe slammed in his face, bitty graphic, really gruesome, really in your face. Now you've got a couple bonking, but this is the older than what you see in Friday the 13th Part 2. In the death scene in Friday the 13th Part 2, it was a lad on the door. Put it nice there. It's the door on top of the lad. Spear, but this is a lot more graphic. The spear goes in the back, goes to the other side of the fucking bed. Bitty gruesome, lots of riot and blood. Really is a gruesome traffic scene. I do know originally in Friday the 13th Part 2, they was going to show the close up of the spear going in the back, but censorship and the MPA didn't want that, even though back in 71 it's owned it and it was in A Bay of Blood. Now it's midnight and you've got one door in it, and I think I've seen it before. Think of the Bond girl in Thunderball. That's right, the James Bond girl in Thunderball, the one that played Donimo. She's in this. She's in it. Now you've got an idea. She's got her husband and she's got 2 kids, and they're going over at midnight to find out because they want half of the sale of this money to get this bay. So you get a few good death scenes in it, not as good as the first ones, but you get to see a scene where the dude, right, I just got a fucking Donimo, because it's the same dude that played the Bond. So Donimo finds a dad, does do some scene where an octopus is on his face, bit of a good puppet there. And you get that, it's more of a murder mystery at this point, but I don't like any of them. Don't like them shit. If any of them live, any of them die, any of them get axed to pieces, because you find out halfway through the film, it's all for money, 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 without doing a $1 million man's theme. The only people I felt sorry for was the sex maniac teenagers, the one that was bonking, the dirt gets a throat slit, the dad had the thing on his face, because they were there, they were in the one place at the one time. One place at the one time. So innocent people got killed and murdered for fucking deed. Because you find out anyway that Donimo and her hubby are killing people and all for that, so they can get a share of the thing. But they got one guy, right, who had the dead guy with the octopus on the face. He was the one that killed the couple, and I'm assuming he killed the hitman. And he found out that the old woman was his aunt, his grandma, because there's another guy in it halfway through halfway in the film. I forgot about him because he's forgetful. He was bonking his other dude, bit of Highlander, typical 70s, 70s fashion. Well, he gets stabbed, and she comes in halfway through the fucking film. He strangles her to death. It's a funny bit because she falls boiling water in his face. That it's not badly burnt or anything. It's just like she falls normal water in his face. He strangles her, chokes her to death. He gets a spear in the duck by Donimo and her hubby. And that guy, by the way, you think got killed, the one who got stabbed. Well, he's still alive. He's fighting with that fella. You think he's going to get killed, Donimo's hubby, but then you find out it's the other way round. So it's one day after, they run the bay and everything. There's a good scene in it though, where a woman gets her head cut off. Good graphic scene there, a bit of triumph. So they're the devil, and then they get shot by the kids. The kids somehow must find a gun. Don't ask me how, but they find a gun, they shoot Earl Bear, and they shoot Donimo. I'm assuming they're both dead. The only bit what fucking annoys me there though is they're both running off saying, hey look, mummy and daddy, they really done that playing dead. And then they run around, you got that annoying 70s music, you know, that type of kiddie 70s music. Sounds like something you heard in freaking Sesame Street. I swear it sounds like something out of Sesame Street. I'm expecting to hear today, everyone, hey all day. I'm expecting to hear that in the freaking movie where it's most people getting gruesomely murdered all for this. I'm expecting, honest to God, I'm expecting to hear freaking Sesame Street with this freaking music. They're running about, you got la 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 with annoying music. It sounds like something out of freaking Last House on the Little Prairie. No, Little House on the Prairie. Oh, it sounds like Little House on the freaking Prairie at one bit. They got the end. And I think, where the fuck does this come from? Totally out of place from the rest of the film. Just totally out of place. I felt myself, if they're going to go that route, so the kids are having an evil streak. You know, some a little bit being evil and a little bit nasty. No, don't go around with killing hamsters and all that shit like they always do. But it's just an idea the kids have got an evil streak. And they just want to kill people for the fun of it, and they kill the parents for the fun of it because, you know, they're weird. But no, they just go a stupid route where the kids have got a shotgun, they shoot Donimo, they shoot her hubby, end of fucking movie. I just think, where the hell did that come from? But in 71, I'll give it its due. You could definitely see Friday the 13th, they copied a lot of death scenes, like the axe in the face, the bit where they're doing it, spear in the back. You can definitely see how they copied it from the Friday the 13th films. Became a video nasty in its heyday, that being A Bay of Blood back in 1971. Definitely above its time. Definitely was graphic, not bad for an Italian. I wouldn't say it was a slasher, even though it just has slasher elements. I'd say it's more of a murder mystery, but again, do I feel sorry for any of them that get killed? They're all doing it out of this. Jeed. So just a shit. I love to see where that woman gets her head cut off, like graphic, like gruesome. But if you're going into it for blood and gore, you're going to get it in buckets in Bay of Blood. That being A Bay of Blood, back in 71. Not a bad one. That golden era. Until then, see you soon.